Sin Chow, Baby Boomer Mike back with you again, being recorded but completely unrehearsed in my studio in beautiful downtown Lompoc along the central coast of California. Now last time I told you I would let you know how I met my Tigger Lady. Well, this is the 21st century, and how does anybody meet anybody anymore but online? That's the short story. Stand by and I'll give you the rest of the story. Let me fill you in on a little technical secret. I got no lenses in these glasses. I tried recording this with my new glasses and I got a terrible greenish yellow glare and I couldn't get them off. So I took my old glasses and took the lenses out because nobody recognized me without glasses. So here we go. Stand by for the full story. Rock Yaw had been my home for 10.5 months. And after I left in June of 1971, I always wondered what it was like now that I was gone. Then the internet came along and Google. And so over the years I would Google Rock Yaw and not come up with much. In about 2010, I did a Google search, and on YouTube came up a video made by an expat, an American living and working in Rock Yaw, and he lived only about 2 blocks away from where I lived. So I sent a comment saying, how I'd lived there and one of these days I was coming back. And I'd get replies to my comments that said, well, when you come back, look me up. So I kept that in mind, and over the next about 10 years, more and more and more YouTube videos would come up. And at this point, there's probably 3 new vlog videos come up every day, and when I'd find a new one, I would say how I had lived there and one of these days I was going to come back for a visit. So in 2019, it's almost 50 years since I left Rock Yaw, and I figured if I'm going back, I better do it now. So I'd never had a passport or a visa, so I had to get busy on those, getting those done, getting my house ready to go. And when I'd leave a comment on Rock Yaw, people would say, well, if you're coming back, look me up. And so I'd exchanged emails, and I started conversing with, probably at least a half a dozen, most of them women. And one in particular, we were having trouble with the language, and she suggested I join Vietnam Cupid because it had a translator section on there so we could talk back and forth. So I joined Vietnam Cupid. It's just like Match or any of the other dating sites. And there I met more women, and that's where Tigger Lady was. She was on there, and I can't honestly say who contacted who first, but we started chatting, and after a week, it was obvious we had some kind of chemistry going, and by the end of 2 weeks, I'd stopped conversing with everybody else. I got off Vietnam Cupid, and we stayed in touch with an app called Zalo, Z-A-L-O. It's a texting app, and it has a Facebook, not a Facebook, but a FaceTime type function to where we could look and see each other, and it's completely free and no ads. I don't know how they make their money. And I knew that this was somebody special, really somebody special, and I was thinking, wow, if she's half as good as I think she is when I get there, this is the woman for me. And she wasn't half as good. She was twice as good. Now, I've got a lot of negative feedback about me dating a Vietnamese woman, and some of it has to do with the distance. Well, the distance, yeah, it's a half a world away, but it's a one-day flight, and the cost isn't that bad. Before I went back to Vietnam in 2010, I had to go to Dallas from Southern California, and the round trip from LAX to Dallas was about the same as the round trip to LA and Saigon. And with an app like Zalo, you can keep in touch very easily. And the other thing is people were skeptical. Why would you go all that far? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm a short, nice guy. And if you're a short, nice guy, you know you are at the bottom of the wish list for Americans. You make the friend zone, but that's about it. And there's plenty of YouTube videos about dating Vietnamese women and what the culture is like, and it's true. Vietnamese women, first of all, they're shorter, and actually being short for me was an advantage because I noticed some of them that I was contacting are a little bit intimidated by a really tall man, which is really unusual. And they're very approachable, little or no game playing. So if you're a short, nice guy, you might consider contacting a Vietnamese woman. Now, I have no connection at all with Vietnam Cupid, but I'd give it a try. See, because of the pandemic, we haven't been able to see each other. It's been a year and 4 months, and we still text every day, and we're just waiting to get together again. So, like I said, short guys, consider a Vietnamese woman. You could do a lot worse, and I have. So, Tom Viet, and laugh and be happy. So